everybody, this is Catherine with CA for California Originals by Catherine. This is video for YouTube number 2 of unbagging treasures from the thrift store. I am a Southern California designer and I work with vintage textiles of all kinds and recycled and do lots of wearable art pieces and one-of-a-kind interesting things. And I'm going to unbag, and I'm not telling you where I got them. I have a magic place, and I'm not going to tell you how much unless you can see the price tag, but I'll talk about everything I take out. You ready? Let's go. I have 4 bags I'm going to do today. It was a really fun day at the thrift store last week. It's a little windy here and I'm fighting the sunshine, so if I seem to be squinting, please forgive me. This first bag is filled with pieces of vintage tablecloth and other vintage textiles. I'm going to start with this one that was on top. It is a gorgeous piece. It was probably made into a tablecloth because it's fringed on the edges, and it's marvelous mid-century modern bark cloth with the, well, whatever you call these. Everyone who fancies this will know exactly what it is. It's cotton. It has wonderful texture. It almost looks like it's never been washed. Can you see? Men's shirts, I'm thinking. Next, this is a beautiful 1950s tablecloth. I've had this one before. It's a good piece to go along with other pieces. If you're doing shirts or dresses, this could be a bottom piece or a background piece to put more colorful pieces with it. And this is half of it, or it's a really great vintage tablecloth that's never even been used much, it looks like. It's cotton, and I don't see any stains. I'm going to ask my friend Wendy to come in a minute, and she can start folding and taking them away, so we'll have lots of room. This is a piece of muslin, something I use a lot for backing. You don't find really good cotton muslin anymore. And it's probably about 48 inches wide, so I know it's probably from the 50s and 60s. I did find a number of lovely tablecloths this time at the thrift store. Here's one that's, maybe you can zoom in just a little and get, because it's softly faded. It's leaves in yellow and green and brown, and it's another piece that would pair well in a patchwork situation with other more brightly colored tablecloths. Once again, it's pretty clean. This one I almost didn't buy. It's another tablecloth, and it's quite comical looking almost compared to the other ones that are more elegant. But it's classic, I'd say mid-50s picnic table, nice cotton with a lot of texture. I just love getting these, and you really don't see them as often as I used to. Here is another tablecloth. It was definitely tablecloth day at the thrift store. This one's round. I do aprons, and I do aprons for kids and men and women, and I also do wonderful heavier shirts where I'm making something like this, the background piece, and adding something like this for the colorful part, which I call picture framed in the front. Here's a piece of another tablecloth. It's just a cotton chambray that's where they've woven 2 colors together. This is white and red. It's beautiful cotton. It's been washed a number of times, so it's nice and soft. It's not particularly vintage, but it is a natural fiber, and it mixes beautifully with the things that I'll be making with it. And next is an Indian tapestry. I also collect these whenever I see them. I do dresses and skirts. This is quarter of it. Thank you. And it's beautiful. I don't think it was ever used. This particular place where I'm finding them, they seem to have a lot of them that maybe were used for display pieces or something, because they don't have any wear. I might make a skirt out of this or a dress. The hot summers here in Southern California, it's a perfect piece to use. Okay, that was bag number 1. Here is number 2. This is so fun. I haven't seen these things in over a week now. Ooh, look at this. It's a gorgeous silk scarf. I do wonderful tops out of silk scarves, combining several different ones. Silk and rayon and any sort of vintage scarf. Nothing synthetic if I can help it. This will go beautifully with a piece of black or something like that. Here's another scarf that I asked my friends. This one is beautiful paisley, and it's also silk, but it's so thin it almost catches on your skin to just touch it, but you can't see through it. That's one thing. And I think I'll make another beautiful top out of this one too. Here is another tablecloth. This one's purple floral. I don't think I've ever gone to this place and found this many marvelous tablecloths. Perhaps they all belong to the same person and they put them out all at once. This is half of it here, and a lot of the old tablecloths have this lovely floral collection in the corners and maybe down the sides. I like it so much better than if it's a big central design, because it's harder to work with. But this makes wonderfully like a part of a shirt or part of a jacket or the focus point on something. All cotton, of course. This piece is a little hoodie dress. I am actually designing a dress similar to this year, the 70s beach dress, but I always collect good denim when I can get it, and this would be used for any number of the things that I do. Oh, what's that? More thing. Oh, another bag. We've just discovered another bag that I overlooked of treasure. Here's a couple of shirts, 3 shirts. 2 are linen, and this is never been worn man's shirt of lovely blue check. The shirt I'm wearing, I don't know if you can see, I call them shirt tails, where I add a gusset in the back and I cut the collar off, and sometimes I shorten the sleeves, but they're just wonderful shirts for women now. So I change men's shirts into women. I'm always looking for those. Oh, I forgot about this. I got a little treasure bag of buttons, some handmade wooden buttons. I can't wait to open this, and I'm not going to do it now, but here you can maybe close in. These are fish, hand-painted fish. Isn't that wonderful? They probably sat in someone else's collection for years and years and years, and they never got used, but I'm going to use them. Here is a very special piece that I got. This is indigo. Real indigo is, you're less likely to find it these days. It's always dyed with something else, but real indigo dye is marvelous. The colors are always so deep and a true blue, and I'm in love with it. Maybe I'll do a YouTube sometime about indigo, what it's all about. Okay, that bag is done. Here is number 3. I'm trying to go a little faster this time because I don't want to bore you, and I think my first video was 20 minutes and we decided that was too long. Here's a couple more linen shirts that will be turned into women's shirts. Here is another fabulous tablecloth. This is actually probably contemporary. I imagine it has Crate and Barrel or some fancy label on it. I don't see it here, but it's absolutely beautiful for aprons. I could even see a shirt out of this, but it's wonderful. Little bit heavy, I would call it pant weight cotton, and so easy to wash and so easy to work with. It's absolutely beautiful, and it's huge. Here is a beautiful hand embroidered tablecloth with cotton and some little crochet work around the center. It looks like it was never used. It's probably maybe from the 60s or the 70s and was a gift and sat in a cupboard for years and years and never got used, because I can see it's never been used. There's just a little bit of yellowing along the places where it was folded and the sunlight hit it. Next is a beautiful piece of fabric. I don't usually buy pieces this small. It's a long table runner that came from the Pottery Barn originally. And it's got gold embossed, I don't know, it's sort of a rustic symbol. It almost looks Asian or Middle Eastern, but I just love the colors and the way it was done. And the way that I make things is I'm usually mixing colors or adding something else with it, and I really thought I can use that. Oh yeah. This is another India tapestry, a little more contemporary, but I love these colors. They've really improved how they make these, and they can get color. It sort of looks tie-dye, but it's really not, and it's color fast, and I love using these. So this will be a dress probably this summer. And here, this I got in the bedding department. It's a bed ruffle that goes down the side. This is like where the mattress goes, and it's small, but it's linen. And I got it for $7. I'll tell you that one. And I'll probably take the hems out and wash it, and it's not just linen, but it's chambray linen. One of my favorites. And it ends up being 3 or 4 yards of fabric that I can use to make shirts. Okay, we found one more bag, and it is looking interesting. This is a cashmere shawl. I've never seen one of these at the thrift store, and all my friends that I was with, I was jumping up and down and telling them about it. A real cashmere shawl from India, made of cashmere wool and hand embroidered with silk thread, and it looks to be in just perfect condition. I'm actually allergic to wool, so I can't work with it too much, but this doesn't seem to bother me, so I might end up leaving this just like it is and seeing who might want this, because it's so beautiful. As far as dating it, I know that it's at least from the 80s or earlier, but it's hard to tell because they've been making cashmere shawls for hundreds of years, maybe even thousands of years in India. It's a pleasure to see something like that. And here is another India bedspread, a tapestry. This one's kind of modern, but it's got a great, looks like fish, underwater fish and things like that, and it's very, very colorful. And the skirts that I do are like a fairly big full skirt. Maybe next time I'll show you one of the skirts. And this piece of fabric would lend itself just beautifully to one of those big long skirts that I do. And also in the bag is 3 more cotton tablecloths. Wow, What a knockout of a day at that thrift store. This one's green cotton. This is beautiful. I've had all these before. They're quite familiar to me now because I've worked with tablecloths for so long. This one is just a beautiful pattern with fruit, and it looks pretty clean, so it won't be hard to work with it. I wash and line dry everything anyway, so it gets clean. This is a great big beautiful one. At first I thought it was linen, but now I'm thinking it's cotton with a lot of texture, and it's nice and bright, and it's just lovely colors on a brown background with pink lilies. Pretty good treasure haul, wouldn't you say? There's one more thing I have to show you, and then we're done. The best thing I got on this trip was a gigantic purple chenille bedspread with a matching pillow sham. So I gotta show you that. The color is just marvelous. I make jackets and baby clothes and pullovers and all kinds of things out of chenille. This thing, oh, here's a label. Better Trends, made in India. I haven't heard of that name before, but I can tell you it's 100% cotton. It's hardly been used at all, and it's beautiful. I love the color. Anyway, wait till next time. I already have visited the thrift store again and have another one. We'll tape that in another few days so you can see. Thanks, everybody. Bye.